Welcome back, Gules and football fans. Barcelona are in the spotlight this week with a mix of drama, injuries, and major squad updates. Star midfielder Gavi continues to struggle with knee discomfort, likely ruling him out for the upcoming clash against Valencia. Lamine Yamal is battling persistent back issues, while Frenkie de Jong was also withdrawn from international duty as a precaution. On top of that, Alejandro Balde is set to miss several weeks with a hamstring injury. We'll also break down Oriol Romeu's contract termination and Joan Garcia's controversial move from Espanyol to Camp Nou. Let's dive into all the latest Barça news. A leading member of the midfield ranks at La Liga giants Barcelona looks set to miss the club's return to action post-international break. That's according to RAC1, who point towards Gavi as the player in question. Youngster Gavi for his part set alarm bells sounding across Catalonia's capital late last month. This came after word was forthcoming that the 21-year-old had picked up an injury problem in the same knee in which he previously tore the ACL. Ensuing reports assured that the issue was not a serious one, with no real cause for concern. But as alluded to above, if the latest word stemming from the media late this week is anything to go by, Gavi nevertheless looks set to miss Barcelona's next outing. Gavi's discomfort in his right knee persists. The technical staff is considering that he not play in the Barça-Valencia match as a precaution. Everything suggests that he will be sidelined. Days after an agreement was reached for the termination of his contract, FC Barcelona have finally issued a statement confirming the departure of Oriol Romeu from the club. FC Barcelona and first-team player Oriol Romeu have agreed to terminate his contract with the club within the transfer window, the statement read. FC Barcelona would like to thank Oriol Romeu for his professionalism, commitment, and dedication, and wishes him the best of luck and success in the future. Romeu joined Barcelona in the summer of 2023, arriving from Girona for a small fee. A product of La Masia, the midfielder returned to the club after over a decade and started off well under Xavi Hernandez. LFC Barcelona y el jugador del primer equipo Oriol Romeu han acordado la rescission de su. However, with time, Romeu lost his prominence in the team and soon fell out of favor, before being loaned out to Girona in 2024 following the arrival of Hansi Flick. Upon returning to the club this summer, it was made clear to the veteran midfielder that he was not part of the plans moving forward and was also left out of the pre-season Tour of Asia. And with still a year left on his contract, an agreement was finally reached for its termination, with Barcelona agreeing to cover a part of his wages. Romeu's exit helped Barcelona clear up salary space, allowing the club to complete key registrations in La Liga. Oriol Romeu is now officially a free agent, and it's unclear where he will continue his career next. Barcelona confirmed that they have mutually agreed to terminate his contract during the summer transfer window. The 33-year-old midfielder, a product of La Masia, had returned to Camp Nou last year after impressing at Girona. However, his second spell at Barcelona was brief, with the club deciding to end the deal by mutual consent. Romeu originally left Barcelona in 2011 to join Chelsea, where he struggled for consistent playing time and spent periods on loan at Valencia and Stuttgart. In 2015 he moved to Southampton, becoming a mainstay in midfield across 7 seasons and amassing more than 250 appearances for the Premier League side. He returned to Spain in 2022 to play for Girona, impressing enough in his single campaign there to convince Barcelona to bring him back in 2023. Injuries disrupted his first season back at Camp Nou, although he still made 39 appearances in all competitions, including 28 in La Liga. Last season he returned to Girona on loan, featuring in 31 matches and starting 21 of them. That spell effectively marked the end of his Barcelona comeback, with the club and player now parting ways. The Catalan giants acknowledged Romeu's professionalism and thanked him for his commitment before confirming his departure. The move also carries financial implications, as Barcelona continue to work within La Liga's strict salary limits. The termination of Romeu's contract frees up space on the wage bill, allowing the club to register new signings. Romeu's exit is viewed as a small but useful step in Barcelona's ongoing financial restructuring. La Liga's 1:1 rule, which requires clubs to balance spending with income, has presented challenges for the Catalans in recent years. While the savings from Romeu's departure are modest, they contributed to ensuring the squad registration process was completed on time. For Romeu, the termination closes the chapter on his return to his boyhood club. Across 2 spells with Barcelona, he made 39 senior appearances, while his broader career has spanned some of Europe's top leagues. Where the veteran midfielder goes next remains uncertain, but he leaves Camp Nou with over a decade of top-level experience behind him. Espanyol captain Javi Puado opens up on Joan Garcia transfer. Speaking in an interview with RAC1 Hat Tip Mundo Deportivo, current Espanyol captain Javi Puado discussed Joan Garcia's transfer to Barcelona while also answering whether he would consider making such a move himself. It's all understandable. Obviously, when you leave for your eternal rival, it doesn't feel good, but it's the player's decision. In the end, the player does what he thinks is best for his professional career, for his family, and to try to build a football career, he said. Joan Garcia felt that leaving, in this case to Barça, was the best option, and that's it. In the end, I don't think we need to dwell on it because it no longer affects us. Puado further revealed that he had never spoken to Garcia about his decision to join Barcelona, saying, "I've spoken to Joan Garcia, but not about the decision or anything because I've been with him for years. When I was in the first team he moved up and well, I've talked about other things honestly but not about his departure or anything." Continuing, he added, "I didn't say to Joan Garcia, no, don't go to Barça, go to another team. In the end, it's his decision and he makes the decision he thinks is best for his sporting life and his family, based on what he has said, and we can't get involved in that. I wish he had stayed with us for the whole year and for life. Well, obviously if he had to leave it would be better to go to another team, yes, but if he has decided on Barça, that's that." Puado would never consider Barcelona move. During the interview, Puado was asked about the hypothetical scenario of receiving an offer from Barcelona. His response was unequivocal as he said, "No, I won't go. Not for anything. Even if it were a very good offer? I hope I don't get the offer, but no. I'm at Espanyol, the club that has given me everything. I'm 100% sure I wouldn't leave. But I haven't received an offer. And I don't think I will, which is better. If Barça wants you, it's likely that another top team will want you too. I'm telling you how I feel right now, you know? Right now, I feel like I wouldn't leave." FC Barcelona played Rayo Vallecano last weekend without star midfielder Gavi, who had to sit out of the game after suffering a knee injury in training. There were concerns that the 21-year-old's fitness setback could be a serious one, as he had injured the same knee that had been operated on in 2023. However, those fears were put to ease, as manager Hansi Flick went on to claim that there was a chance for Gavi to return to action against Valencia after the international break. Gavi to miss Valencia game. However, according to the latest update from RAC1's Marta Ramon, the discomfort in Gavi's knee continues to persist and has still not fully eased up. As such, the Barcelona coaching staff is seriously considering not rushing him back into action when the team returns next week against Valencia. Thus, everything indicates that the Spanish international will miss the game versus Los Che, which will be Barça's first home match of the 2025-26 season. Gavi had an impressive showing during the preseason tour of Asia, but that did not translate into starting opportunities for him once the campaign began. Indeed, the 21-year-old star did not start the first two matches of the season, with Hansi Flick preferring Pedri, Frenkie de Jong, and Marc Casado ahead of him as options for the double pivot. It makes sense for Barcelona to not take any risks with Gavi's latest injury, considering that he has hurt the same knee which kept him out for a year not very long ago. Barcelona have had a tough week following their 1-1 draw against Rayo Vallecano, with manager Hansi Flick surprising many by calling out his players for being overly egotistical. Since it has been injury issues that have been concerning the German coach. In the aftermath of their clash with Rayo, left-back Alejandro Balde has suffered a hamstring injury, which will rule him out for around 3 weeks. Gerard Martin, now registered, is expected to step into his place. Gavi knee pain remains after a week. One of the players Hansi Flick would have liked to rely on in Vallecas was Gavi, but the midfielder missed out due to a knee problem. It's still unclear whether the issue is muscular or the result of a knock, but reports from RAC1 confirm that he continues to feel discomfort in his right knee. Because of this, Barcelona are expected to leave him out of the upcoming clash against Valencia as a precaution. As for Lamine Yamal, the youngster was forced off during Spain's game against Bulgaria with back pain. Although coach Luis de la Fuente insisted that Yamal would be fit to face Turkey after resting, Esser Catalunya revealed that the back problem is not new. In fact, he had already been struggling with it before Barcelona's match against Rayo, where he played the full 90 minutes. Training footage even shows a physio working on his back, highlighting that the issue has been lingering. Frenkie de Jong also withdrawn as a precaution. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Netherlands drew 1-1 with Poland on Thursday, with Frenkie de Jong being replaced in the 82nd minute by Quinton Timber. Manager Ronald Koeman commented that it was a precautionary measure, as de Jong felt something in his glutes, as reported by MD. All in all, it's been a concerning few days for Flick, who is definitely without one starter against Los Che, likely without another, and he will be hoping he gets both Lamine Yamal and De Jong back in good condition too. Barcelona face a challenging stretch ahead with key players sidelined and squad rotations likely under Hansi Flick. Gavi, Yamal, De Jong and Balde are all injury concerns, while the club continues to manage contracts and transfers behind the scenes. Fans will be watching closely to see how Flick navigates these setbacks and whether Barcelona can maintain their form in La Liga. Stay tuned for all the updates and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more Barça news.